on this computer. All right, it looks like everything is good to go.
Great.
Um, yeah. So everyone knows what we are doing and who we are. I'm Julia Baginski. I'm the ministerial intern at Unity of Fort Pierce, where Reverend Janice Carey is the head minister. And we're coming together to explore deeper our Advent booklet during the Advent season this year. So we are going to be creating one video per week through this season, just taking this to a deeper level and hopefully increasing awareness, expanding understanding and consciousness, and creating an atmosphere of joy, love, and growth as we move through the Advent season.
Well, thank you, Julia. And I appreciate it that we are gathering together today to really create this sacred space, to create this container where we can talk about this Advent season as we journey into the birth of the Christ within us and also the celebration of Jesus. Yes. And so I would like to begin with something that's written in A Christmas to Remember. And this one happens to have been written by Reverend Richard McDeasy. And it's based on Monday, November 29th. And it reads, in Unity, we often celebrate both hope and faith in the first week of Advent. Is there a difference? Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore wrote in The Revealing Word, hope is a quality of sense mind because it is subject to time. Faith is the certain knowledge that our good is ours right now. It is of God. It goes beyond time and space. So Jesus, he writes, Jesus never told us to hope. He said in John 7:38, have faith in me. He said to pray, believe. The star in the east gave the Magi hope. The birth of Jesus gave hope to a people in an occupied country. During this first week of Advent, we think of hope as a gift that has been given to us through the birth of the Christ in us and the life of the man Jesus. When hope is inspired within us, we can nurture that hope through possibility to expectation and then to faith. And the affirmation, Christ in you, the hope of glory. So as we contemplate this, reflect on the difference between faith and hope, I see it as a progression.
Yeah.
I remember, Christmases past when I was young, or when I was really young as a little girl, and I would hope I would get a certain thing. Like, I don't know, it could have been a certain Barbie doll or a certain some type of toy. I would hope. And today, when I think of Christmas, I have such faith that this journey is our journey. This to have that touch, to be able to touch the awareness that this story is our story. It's a story of our evolving soul that takes hope and gives it, superpowers, superpowers of faith to know that all is well, no matter
Isn't
what's
it
happening.
isn't it interesting to see how we can pinpoint those moments of hope early in our lives? Like, you're talking about in your childhood and hoping, remembering what hope feels like, especially at this time of year, and how we're relating that now to where Reverend Richard writes, we think of hope as a gift that has been given to us through the birth of the Christ in us. And that's still that temporal thing that's going to bridge us ultimately into faith.
Mhm. Yes.
And it's a journey, and that's exactly what you said. It's an evolution and a process and a journey. And, I think that's why we kind of like slow down and, we see Advent as symbolizing this journey that we make from hope to faith. And I think like the birth of Christ, right? If you think of like the external birth of Christ, that's hope. That's the first coming. That's what gives us hope that, the second coming happens, which isn't that really the birth of the faith within, that I am it, that I am this powerful spiritual, expression of God.
Yeah, that's beautifully said. Yeah, I remember, when I really think of Christmas, I think of family.
Mhm.
Whether it was years ago and my Nana and Pop were here from England, our nuclear family would come together, and the traditions and the cousins and the playing, and then later, years later, it's still family. And I remember when my daughter, saw her first light, her first Christmas tree. She must have been about, consciously saw it. She must have been about 15 months old, and my husband was holding her, and she saw it, and she was jumped. She jumped at that light, that the excitement, which yes, it's an external, but it like triggered something in her.
Yeah.
And then years later, my grandson, when he was small, and he saw Christmas lights, and he would be Christmas, Christmas, Christmas lights, more
Yeah.
lights, more lights. And we need these outer expressions. I feel I so appreciate them, because then as we take the time to put the lights up, to create a beautiful Christmas tree, to do the rituals that have meaning and memory, they are written in us, and they change us, to the love that they represent.
Yeah. I was just having a conversation with a friend about how, I don't remember what gifts I got for Christmas last year.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
you know what? I remember, and what I'll remember this year already, we're already decorating our tree, and I have ornaments, all these different ornaments that are shaped like kind of like the old timey, like little Italian candies.
Ah,
And I have one that's red with white stripes on it. That's a long squiggly one. And my daughter said, "Can I hang up the bacon ornament this
ah,
year?"
yeah. Oh, that's great. That's great.
That touches my heart. And
Yes.
I've had that ornament every single year, and she's thought it was bacon all this time.
Isn't it funny
That's so
how we have
her.
our favorite ornaments as well,
Mhm.
and how every ornament can have a story behind it? Yeah, yeah. Did you ever have an ornament that had the picture of one of your kids on them? They were popular years and years ago, and they didn't last that long, but they were beautiful. They had the little pictures of the kids on them.
I have one of Grace.
Mhm.
And when I unpack my ornaments, I have ones that are from like the year that I was born, and some that are even older than that, where we still have the ornaments with it's like the year written on them and things like that. Not a lot with the pictures, but I do have, for whatever reason, I do have one with Grace's picture on it from when she was a
Mhm.
baby. And it's
Mhm.
like, it's the most fragile one,
And what,
but they're
what
fun.
is, yeah, that's great. And then, when we think about faith and hope, I really feel like, especially at Christmas time, I have a tremendous amount of faith in humanity.
Mhm.
I do. And isn't that something that we want to really dive down deep within us? That our humanness is sacred. Our presence, our being, when we can allow ourselves to tap into the light within us, that love within us, that we can get that glimpse that right where we are, we really are surrounded with everything that we need, because we really want to know our own, love ourselves that much, to know that we are loved that much.
Yeah, I think that's recognizing, that's faith. That's recognizing that you have crossed the bridge from hope to faith when you're here looking at your results, that this is what we have. This is the love that we're creating. That's faith in expression. And that demonstrates that you have come through a journey in so many ways.
I think too that the journey never ends.
Yeah.
You're never there. You never, in fact, there's nowhere to really go, right?
Start another one.
Yeah. I mean, you never complete it. You don't complete the journey. What I think you come back to is remembering the preciousness you are, the gift
Mhm.
that we each are,
Yeah.
and that we, in knowing that we're this gift, we can give ourselves away. Always, we give ourselves to life. We are here to be of, to minister to life, and that doesn't mean that because we are ministers that we do it. We are all here to minister, to serve, um, to support each other, life, you know.
Yeah.
And
And
that's that
too,
enlightenment that clicks.
that's exactly what's landing for me.
Yes,
It's actually feeling lighter.
yes,
And the rebirth of all of it allows you to experience life anew without the baggage of everything that came before, and just constantly, being able to step into that new moment that I don't have to be a physical baby to start something new. I don't have to be a baby, and start life over. Like, I can start my life over now. I can start this area over. I can start a new project. I can be with my family in a new way anytime that I choose. However you want to apply that. That's
right.
the lightness of, wow, that's so beautiful. That's a gift. And that's part of that journey of hope to faith. And the faith is, yes, this is me. I'm capable. It's possible. What do I want to create? And then noticing it, because everything that we have, everything that's going on is the result of all those decisions that we've made, just like this, leading up to this moment.
Right, right. So if we look at this nativity story, it's one of my most favorite ones, is where Mary is by herself and the angel Gabriel comes and actually says to her, greetings, favorite one, greetings, favorite one. Um, you'll bear a son. Whoa, how can we really begin to see that for us? And how wonderful what unity does for us is to give us the understanding that when we're bearing a son, we're holding an angel is the highest thought, and so we're bearing an idea, a new concept, a new way of life, a new way of being. What's the highest thought we could hold? And when I think about what is the highest thought I could hold, is that the Christ in me is the hope of glory within me, the light within me, the Christos within me, that animates this form. That's who I am. That's who we all are. And that's a level of awareness that we hope to get to. And we do.
Mhm.
And
I-
then we can allow ourselves to walk in the world listening, listening for those highest thoughts, those angel thoughts, the thoughts that are from the most high of us. Could call it our higher self.
Can I
But
ask a
that
question?
bridge, yeah.
Do you have a practice that helps you stay in that awareness or in that intention?
I think as I can read the Christmas story in this situation, today's, um, just to read the message that the angel Gabriel shared with Mary, just to read it and to ponder it and to remember that these angels are our highest thoughts, as the revealing word says. These are messengers of God. And to say, greetings, favored one. Just that statement, greetings, favored one, that each one of us are favored, and that because this is speaking to Mary, Mary is, what type of feelings are we holding about Christmas, about the Christ in us? Do we believe this message is for us? Can we take that outer story, which is beautiful, and can we apply it, that it's a message, an incredible message to us? That this Christ, this Christos, this way of being is possible as we allow ourselves to also to let this light live us.
And it's I hear it as, you know, this this is in you, and you are going to awaken to this awareness. Meaning this Christ presence,
Right,
right?
right.
This is in you, and you are going to awaken to this awareness of this Christ presence. That's for
It is
everyone.
beautiful. Right. And I think another wonderful awareness that I have through unity and through these practices is that you don't have to call it Christ at all. And it's not about, it's not necessarily, a Judeo-Christian story. It is
Yeah.
our story. It is a universal story. We wake up to the namaste, to the light within each other. It's just a beautiful story that is one way of finding how can we walk in the world and be of more benefit. Like this past Sunday, I just talked about the path of the Bodhisattva. It's the same path as the Christ. It's how can I be a more beneficial being? Well, it starts with the faith of knowing who we are, our human as well as our spiritual divine identity, and to have the capacity to hold the both and of us. What a gift that is in the manger of our hearts. I just love the Christmas story when we read it metaphysically.
Yeah.
It lightens everything up. It makes so much sense. So I am so, so grateful that we take this story and take it apart and assimilate it into us. We become Mary. We are also the Christ. We are also the angel in this case.
Yeah.
And we are also filled with this light of faith that we can choose to follow.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
think
looking forward
that-
to this journey that we're on together.
yeah,
So
I
what
think
are
this
some of
is
your,
great.
it is, isn't it? So what are your practices?
Mm. I think for what we've been talking about is like being like consciously having an intention, just having that intention, setting that highest intention for the day. Let's just
Yeah,
commit for today,
right.
and being able to have that highest intention for what is today. So more easily I can notice when something comes in that out of alignment to that, right? And if I'm not consciously aware of this highest intention, when things come in that aren't in harmony, I could take it, a different way and let it pull me a little bit. But I think setting an intention really goes really far for me personally. I think that just because brings it right into your consciousness. I'm setting this highest and best intention.
Right.
Yeah.
I like the word intention. You
Mhm.
intend to it. Yeah. You walk towards that, or vision, another holding a high vision, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to,
Absolutely.
like Myrtle Fillmore used to say, to hold the highest and best vision of all,
Yeah.
and to have faith that it unfolds in its own appropriate time. It unfolds as we hold that vision, that intention, and we walk towards it, knowing that we do not have to be buffeted. We can choose to keep ourselves, as you said, in alignment, and knowing, absolutely knowing that faith unfolds in its divine timing. So what a wonderful experience this is today. So glad to share this with you today on our Advent of Faith walk. Our
Oh,
faith
I
wake
feel
walk.
good. I'm excited to do the rest of them too, because next time will be peace.
Yes. What a quality that we're all, what these are the qualities of consciousness that we are building within us. And of course, it's building into us the consciousness that we are co-creating now based on faith and peace and love and joy. The four cornerstones to have a stable consciousness. So great, great.
Thank you for bringing more of that into my awareness, and hopefully anyone who follows us on this journey with our recordings.
Thank you.